She has a big heart, big wings, and a big commitment to restoring the magic to communities. Welcome to the Ferry Godmother Radio Show.
Talking about destination sites, one of the things that made New York City and continues to make New York City such a popular destination site is the arts. Yes. And I know that there are tons of artists here. They've been coming here for a number of years now. But one of the questions that I have is that there was a committee that was formed, an arts council, for the city of Newburgh, and at some point they decided to take a hiatus. Do we know what the status of that council is right now? Are we looking to get them up and running?
I think that all came to a screeching halt when the city's finances went in the hole. Everything went, everything kind of went in the hole with it.
Right.
And so I definitely believe it's time to look at that again, because the artists and the arts community is a vibrant kind of creative energy that attracts people from all over the place, and it's already happening here. We want to support that activity, right? We want to support what's happening here and add to it. So I would definitely look at that as we get a little more money, as we build our tax base, and we can include that in there. We need to look at supporting the arts. We need to look how we're going to support our seniors, right?
Right.
We're still working on that piece.
Our youth,
mm-hmm. And so there's all these quality of life things that need to be added, and we can grow a little bit here, grow a little bit there. What I don't want to do is promise great big things, right? And then have it fall in the tank. But if we grow small and just keep going, then we can be sustainable and make that work.
Well, if I can add 2 cents, if I could, when it comes to the council, this arts council, I think it's a great idea. What I would want to say, though, is just as someone who was very involved in that when it was developing, I think one of the mistakes was that people had the idea that artists should sit on that council. That it should be predominantly artists, because that's what happened. The artists got so excited and they were all happy about it happening, and they were like, okay, I want to help, I want to be involved. Well, it needed lawyers that specialize in entertainment law and in art law, that whole artistic law piece. Mm-hmm. It needed grant writers to help raise money. Because that's what it was all about. Because the city obviously doesn't have any money, so in order to fund it, it needed people who would have the skills to be able to bring in some money. It needed public relations. It needed marketing people. So it needed a diverse, eclectic mix of people who brought very specialized skills to the table. And in my opinion, let the artists be artists. Do your thing. We're going to find some money for you, but you can't raise your money. As someone who lives with an artist, I can tell you that an artist is not necessarily the best promoter of their own work. They are not the best finder of the funds for their work. And I'm sure that there are some that can do it all. I'm not putting them all down. But I think that let the professionals come in and do what they do, and we'll find what you need.
Actually, I think that is pretty wise advice for a whole lot of things. Yeah. So I often say, you, especially people who are trying to be entrepreneurs, right. They know their craft. What their craft is, they don't necessarily know the business of their craft.
Right.
So they don't know the accounting piece. They don't know the internet piece, the legal piece, and all of that stuff. So you really need to have that kind of support structure around whoever is doing their craft, right? Their craft is their craft, and then that's what they need to focus on. So you need that supportive structure around it. And I think that's true across the board, not
True.
just for artists, but for lots of small entrepreneurs, because an artist is an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
You know, they've got something to sell, their creativity, right, in some form, whether it's
That's correct.
performing arts or
Visual arts.
or whatever it is.
No, I know, absolutely.
I think that's wise advice in general.
Yeah. So if we can, I would love to, see that whole committee, sort of dissipate, but now come back to life. But come back to life in a way that makes sense.
Right.
That makes good business sense is the key. It's good business sense. So I'm actually looking forward to that.
Well, you get drugged right into the middle of that if you're not careful.
Yeah, I know. And the Ferry Godmother is always available, but the truth is I'm the person, I'm not an artist I'm not an artist, but what I am is someone who can work on the business side of it. So, as somebody who's produced all these different events. So, I'm always available, and, there are lots of other people in the city of Newburgh who are residents who can come to the table, or business owners, or have some sort of interest in the city of Newburgh, who can come to the table and I think make these things happen.
I think that's true. I think we also need a organization around events.
So we're going to a break right now, and we'll come back in a few moments.
Thank you for joining us. We can't wait to see you next time right here on the Ferry Godmother Radio Show, where we are restoring the magic to life and play.